Please, when I post the YouTube link, please let's all repost it so that people will see it as many times as possible. Yes, starting shortly. Okay, I think it's here. Okay. All right, I think I should log the group now so that every other person will be able to. All right, so they can, when they come to the group, that's the last thing they will see. And all right, so 8:05, let's get to this. And okay, I think we have maxed out Zoom at 8:05. All right, should we start? If you you receive a request to record, should we record this again? I don't think so. There's no need for us to record this. Please check if your spouse is here. If your spouse is here with us, that's okay. If they are not here, please do ensure you check up on them. All right. So yeah, it's full, quite all right. But like I said, the YouTube link is already posted. Right. So all right, thank you, Joshua. The YouTube link has been posted to the WhatsApp group. For those who are there, they should be able to see it now. And then I think everybody is all good to go. But let me just also post the YouTube link here on Zoom here in case anybody needs it. You want to send it to anybody, please just do that already. So let's get into this. I want to have a word of short prayer as we get into this session. Um, start with let's start with slideshow from the beginning. All right. Okay, let's have a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for this evening. We are grateful for the opportunity that you have given us to be here for this cause. We give you glory and praise. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you because we know that you mean well for us. And as we start this session, we pray that you will inspire us to wisdom. And beyond being here, we would learn and we will go and do whatever we learn in Jesus' name. Thank you for answer to prayers. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Okay, thank you all for joining me this night. I do sincerely believe that our interaction tonight is going to be worthwhile, and it will help at least the least of it is that one marriage will get better through what we are going to do tonight. At least one marriage will get better through what we are going to do here tonight. Okay, so we I know that some people do not know me, so I will just by way of introduction, I will introduce myself very quickly. My name is Sunday Anani, and I am a relationship and marriage coach by God's grace. I I'm married and married for about 9 years, going to 10 now, and by April this year, by God's grace, we're going to be 10 in this marriage, and we believe God that God has been helping us, and we believe that the little we know we can share with people, and that is what my wife and I we do. So we are into marriage counseling. Aside being a marriage counselor, of course, both of us are certified. Aside being marriage counselors, I also write books. Write books. Sometimes we co-author books, and we do this just to share knowledge with our audience, people who are interested in making their relationship get better. I also um, organize trainings for singles, and I prepare singles for marriage. So if you have singles who are looking forward to getting married, this is one thing I do for them. I take them through a very serious series of training, and I do that 4 times in a year for 8 weeks, 2 months, and then we rest for 1 month, and then we'll go again. So yesterday we ended the January February cohort, and we are here. This is the first time I will be doing something for the married. When I mean something, I mean I've always focused more on singles, but I know definitely that there's a need to also talk to the married people and to also, edify them as much as possible. And that is why I'm trying to do this. So, you know, trying to move to the married, increase capacity, and see how we can support those who are interested, because it's not everybody that is actually interested in getting their marriage to be better. And so for those of you who are here, I really appreciate you. It shows an hunger for something, and that you believe you can, of course, get your marriage to become better than what it is at the moment, right? So that is what I do. I also write books. I author books. I think I mentioned that earlier. By God's grace, I've been able to write on marriage and relationship alone. I've been able to write 10 books so far. 10 books so far on personal relationship within between singles, and then of course married people relationship. That has also been very, very helpful to quite a number of people. Of course, I also do counseling for married people. So I don't do training the way I do for singles, but we are moving there gradually. That's why we are doing this to start with. But for married people, people who want to improve on their marriage, maybe they have an issue, there's something they want to sort out, they've not been able to sort it out. I also speak to so the book counseling session, and then we'll go into the clinic, and we'll do that for a series of weeks, and as the case may be, depending on what the case may be, and then we believe God that people are getting results. So your marriage is not an exception, right? So in addition to all of that, I'm also a finance manager. I'm a chartered accountant, so I do accounting as well, and then I do this marriage counseling, as it were. So today we are here for something really important. This will take us a little more than 1 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes thereabout. If you look at the flyer that I shared earlier, all right. So I believe that what we are going to learn tonight will help us a bit. And what we are going to be talking about is how to upgrade your marriage. As I've said earlier, my name is Sunday Anani, and I have a diploma in marriage counseling from the College of Marital Success, Lagos. I went further to get an advanced diploma in marriage counseling. So a little bit of background about me. First of all, I'm not Nigerian. Many people don't know, but they always feel, some people just assume Nigerian. But those who know names, when they see the name Anani, they will know that. Some people will say, "Ah, are you from Cross River?" I'll say, no, I'm not from Cross River. And then they will be guessing they will be guessing here and there. I say, no, I'm not even Nigerian at all. So I'm Togolese. I was only born in Nigeria, was raised in Nigeria. I got married to my wife in 2016, April. And since then, God has been really helping us. Yeah, of course, at the beginning, things were not the way they are today. What I'm doing today as a marriage counselor was never a thing I planned to do at all. It's never in my plan. It was never a thing I thought about. But of course, things got better for us. We became better, and we found out, that our marriage was doing well. God was helping us, and it looked like, was it not the same people that started in 2016, and they looked like people who didn't understand each other. That's why what we are going to be talking tonight is really key. It's really, really important. I don't know what the number looks like. Okay, am I saying 66? Romusis, what does the number look like on on YouTube? Is you can let me know in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, I can just drop the number. Right. So I think I'm saying 62, not too sure. So then it looked like are these not the same people that when we started in 2016, it looked like we didn't understand each other. For many people who don't know, of course, if we don't tell you, you cannot know. When we started our marriage, it looked like we didn't even understand where we were coming from, what we wanted to do. We're like cat and dog. And cat and dog, um, all right, thank you. We don't, they don't, is it cat and dog or cat and rat? I think it's cat and rat, whatever. They are not friends. They chase each other a lot. One chases the other. And it looked like we didn't understand what we are doing until one day something happened. Well, there's no time for all of that story, but something happened and then it changed everything about our marriage. It changed everything, practically everything. And so this is me telling you that there is nothing your marriage is going through that things cannot get better. If your marriage is good, which is what we want, it can get better. If your marriage is not what you want, it also can get better. And I'm saying this because I've been through it, and from what you know we were able to bring out of it, from how we are able to navigate ourselves, I believe strongly that if we take married people through this process, there's no how they're not going to change. There's no how things are not going to get better for them, provided they're actually ready to go through the process. So this training is just um, you know, just to open the cover and just say a few things. Of course, marriage is a whole lot, and there is no way this 1 hour 45 minute interaction can fix things. And the reason I'm saying that is because every marriage is unique. Every relationship between a husband and a wife is unique. So we can't do just 1 hour 45 minutes and we believe that it will fix everything that there is. That is why at the end of this session, I will still give you opportunity, anybody that is interested in wanting to maybe talk to me, wanting to join my training, and they join our training and move their marriage really really forward. I think we're going to be opening the opportunity for that, and it depends on what you may want. But of course, I encourage you to take up the opportunity. So we are talking about how to upgrade your marriage. How do you upgrade your marriage? How do you move your marriage from where it is at the moment to where it is supposed to be? Let me see in the chat session in Zoom. I think I even left Zoom myself. I can't enter it again. Let me see in the comment section. Are we good to go? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Should we fly? Should we fly? Should we fly? Who is writing on our screen? Very fun. This is funny. Somebody is writing on our screen. The person that is drawing on the screen should please stop it. Oh, I don't know who that person is. If you know yourself, please stop drawing on the screen. If it's a mistake, please stop it. All right. Let me just check through. If I can pinpoint the person, I can just remove them. Zoom sometimes can be really abused by people who Zoom bomb. So we don't know who is doing this now, right? The person writing on the screen, please do stop it. Do stop it. Right, thank you. Okay, so let me go back to my screen. Right. Let me go back to my screen. Let me go back to my screen. Is my screen visible? Is it visible? All right. Okay, I think it is. Right, I'm trying to check on. Okay, so how do you upgrade your marriage? Usually, when people get married or before people get married, people normally have what we call So, am I audible again? Am I audible again? I want to be sure, please. I had a network glitch. Am I audible again? Right? All right. Okay, so we can go. People said I'm audible again, so let me not share the screen again. Apologies for the glitch, please. So when people get married, or before people get married, they normally have expectation. Everybody does. We all have expectation. We look forward to something. We believe that that marriage that we are getting into should bring some form of experience to us, and that's okay, right? It's okay to have expectation. It's okay to look forward to something, and that is normal because marriage is a phase that we have never been in before, and so when you are looking forward to getting into it, one of the things is the fact that you have not been in this before, and so you look forward to something entirely different, and so you have expectations, which is normal. Those expectations are good because they will help you to have something to look forward to. And everybody actually has expectations, which is fine. And that's also needful. In fact, it's okay, it is needful. However, when and those expectations they can just be simple expectations. They may not be big things, they may be small things that you expect that your spouse, will do for you when you eventually get married. They can be simple, they can be major. Sometimes you have very major expectations that you are looking forward to. And then at times they could be funny. When I was also single and I was looking forward to getting married, I had some funny expectations that I that I had in my mind. That of course, when I get married, though, I'm looking forward to so and so thing. My wife also had funny expectations, right? But those things are okay. But inside marriage, usually your expectations will not be met with what we call experiences. Are you following? Your expectations will now be met with what we call experiences. And those experiences are now your realities. They are the realities that you now start living with. They are no longer wishes. Before you got married, you had expectation. But when you now get married eventually, you have what we call those experiences that are now your realities. They are no longer wishes. You now have to face it squarely. Usually, in many marriages, the expectations, usually the realities that people face are in two ways. Number one, your experience can be equal to or even better than your expectation. This is what some people have, but it is not often the case. This is not often the case for most people. For most people, it is not that their experiences are just exactly what they were expecting. And if this is the case, where experiences, is just exactly what you were expecting, or is even better than your expectations, and everybody will be happy. The couple will be elated. They will be happy. They will be glad. The man is going to be happy. The wife is going to be happy. For example, you expected that when you get married, your finances will get better. And indeed, things got better for you. You had more money, you could build a house, you could buy a car. You are going to be happy, right? But that's not always the case, like I just said. The other reality for some people is that their expectations are often lesser or worse than what they're experiencing. Their expectations are far less than what their experiences are. They expected something, but it is far less than what the expectation that what they expected should be. That is, their actual reality is not as good as what they expected, and that's often the case. I think I missed that equation there, and that's when that happens, it causes a lot of tension. It causes a lot of displeasure when you find people who had a lot of expectation before getting married, only for them not to actually experience what they were looking forward to. There's usually a lot of responses, and I'm going to be showing you what those responses are. When people are disappointed, what actually leads to it? What causes it? Why is it that some people's expectations, are not equal to what they expected? Number one thing is that people change. People change. Sometimes the person that you were cutting with told you a lot of things, promised you a lot of things, and eventually you get into the marriage only for the person to start doing what they didn't promise you. This thing happens. They start doing what they didn't promise you. They start misbehaving. They start doing things that are entirely off their thoughts, their plans for you. And then you'll be wondering that what happened? This was not what you told me. I was at a program today where I spoke on relationship and marriage. When I was done, one of the pastors on the one of the ministers asked me that she said, "What can you do if a person marries a narcissistic husband?" And she was asking that question for her younger sister, who happened to be the last born of their family. And, this young lady got married to this man, took the man to the US. He took the man to the US, and this man is a thorn in her flesh. Definitely before she married her, he probably wouldn't have shown those parts of her life. If he did, all well and good. Some people show those parts of their life, but some people just hide everything, and then by the time they get married, they just bring out their real self, and then they change. They told you something else they told you something when you were courting. You eventually get married, and then they are doing something else. Some people are distracted. They are distracted from the marriage, and that distraction can come from anything. It can come from maybe their career. It can come from maybe their pursuit of an ambition. It can come from even their service to people, even in the church. You can be a worker in the church, for example, where you work, and you now put the work of the church above any other thing in your life, and your wife is just complaining, your husband is complaining, and it looks like what you are giving them is not what they bargained for. Sometimes people are distracted by other people, and then you see a man who is married getting into conversations with another woman, a woman who is married getting into conversation with another man, and they are distracted, and so the what they deliver to their partner is way more than what their partner expected of them. So this equation should be like this, right? Yeah, it should be like this. It should be like this. So and your what you show your what you now do is way, 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 lesser than what they expected. So it comes as a result of change. People get distracted. Some people also drop the ball. They just drop the ball along the line. They don't do, they when the ball is in your hand, when you're supposed to play the ball, you drop it. It means that where you're supposed to deliver, where you're supposed to perform, you do not do it. And then the last of it is that some people had very, very unrealistic expectations that cannot be met, expectations that can never be met, even if your husband does all he can do, or your wife does all she can do. Sometimes some people also have unstated expectations. There are some certain things you just assume that your partner would know. But your partner cannot know because you didn't state it. So you now get into the marriage and it now looks like they are disappointing you. But you didn't say what you were looking forward to, and now you're in the marriage. You now look disappointed. So what happens when your expectation is now greater? It should be greater here. When your expectation is now also greater or not equal to, if it is not equal to what you were expecting, what happens, right? Your expectation is not equal to what you expect. What should you do, or what normally happens? Number one, people get disappointed, and this is where many people are. Some people are here. They are disappointed. They are disappointed that what they were looking forward to is not what they have. And when people are disappointed, they often get really, really frustrated. People get frustrated. From frustration, you begin to see resentment. I hope you know that there are some married people that are resenting their husband. There are some married men that are resenting their wives because what they expect the person to do is not what they are doing. All right. So they are feeling so resentful. Resentment has built up in their heart because they've been disappointed. They are not frustrated. Now they are resenting their partner. And then they are wondering, how did I even end up with this person? So they are sad. At some point, they are angry. Why is this man like this? Why is this woman like this? They're angry. And then you find them being lonely because it looks like, wow, this marriage that I thought that I was going to enjoy, I was going to do such and such. I'm not able to do it eventually. Why is this happening to me? Then there is bitterness. This is what happens when expectation is not equal to experience, or when your expectation is far worse than your experience. It's far, far worse. I mean, your experience is far worse rather than your expectation. You become bitter. You become bitter. There are many bitter people. Many bitter people. They complain almost every day. about their spouse. Then there's confusion. Confusion now comes from the area of, how did I get here? How exactly did I get into this marriage? Who brought me into this marriage? How did I find myself in this marriage? They are confused. And then there is hopelessness. Some people are hopeless. And when people get to the point of hopelessness, they want to leave the marriage. There are many Christians that want to leave their marriage because they are disappointed, they are frustrated, they are resentful. They can't pray again because they are angry, they are bitter. How can you pray when you are bitter in your heart? You know, these are some of the reactions that people have when they get married and it doesn't look like the marriage is what they want. Then they begin to regret. People also regret. Say, how did I get here? How did I not pray? Did I not check it? Did I not, they begin to now ask themselves questions. They'll be second guessing themselves. Right? How did I get here? How did this thing happen to me? How did I not see it? But at times it's not really your fault, because the change that happens to some people at times in marriage is not because you are a bad person. So I want to tell you, if you're in any of these states, I pray there's nobody here in this, nobody is in any of this on this call. But let's assume there's anybody there. Don't blame yourself. If you did your bits before you got married, you were sure of the process, you took your time, you prayed, you were sure that this person was the person for you that you should marry, and you went in trusting that the person would do all that they promised you. And unfortunately, they are disappointed you, and then you are frustrated, you are bitter. Don't beat yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. What you should do instead is what you're already doing, which is you coming to this kind of place and say, what can I do to make this marriage better? What can I do to make this relationship better? What can I do to improve this marriage? That is what you are doing at the moment. And how should you respond when your expectation is not equal to your experience? How should you respond when your expectation is not equal to your experience? How should you respond to this? You expected something, but you find out now that it's not equal to what you have been expecting. How should you respond to this? These are some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you, and and then see how you can, how you can improve your marriage from there. Number one thing you can do if your expectation is not equal to your experience is that you can make adjustments. You can make adjustments. Unfortunately, this is where many people fail. This is where many people fail. Instead of making adjustments, they now begin to whine. They begin to whine. They begin to complain. You expected something to happen, and that thing is not happening. You can make adjustments. The plan that you had, the expectation that you had was not fixed. It's not cast in stones. You can make adjustment to it. Why? Things are not always what we expect. Things are not what they are not always what we'll expect. You can re-strategize, you can realign. If you have a car, you drive a car, there are times that you have to go for realignment, because when you don't realign, your steering will not be in place. You can be turning to the left and your vehicle will be moving, the other way. You can realign. Both of you can sit down and talk about the realignment. I'm going to be sharing with you those things, how you can do all of these things in the next couple of slides. You can communicate. I'm not happy about what is happening. My expectations are way, way more than what I'm saying in this marriage. I don't expect you to be doing this. I don't expect you to be saying this. I don't expect you to be, non-responsive to things happening in this marriage. You can talk about it. You can be flexible. You don't need to say, oh, for example, for me, when I wanted to get before I even got married in my single days, when I met my wife, I told my wife that I wanted to be a lecturer. I told my wife, said, this is what I want to do. I want to be a university lecturer. It was, in fact, I used to sing it like a song. It was everywhere on my mouth. I want to be a lecturer. I want to be a lecturer. Today, I'm not a university lecturer, but I'm still lecturing in some ways. You can be flexible. You look forward to something. Your partner is trying all that they can to deliver that thing, but they are not getting it. You can be flexible so that you will not pile up too much pressure on them. Be flexible about it. Then also be patient. Some people are not patient. That is why they keep running, they keep jumping. They want to jump the process. And why are they doing this? They're probably looking at someone else and saying that we got married at the same time. Why don't we have what they have? Why don't we have what they have? Why is it happening like this to us? Why can we not have what they have as well? A lot, a lot, a lot. can happen like that. And sorry, please, somebody's calling me and it's distracting me. Let me see if I can, you know, just block this one. Right? A lot is happening that way. And then you can be patient, then adapt. I'm not saying you should adapt to what is not good, right? Don't adapt to what is not good, but you can adapt your condition and improve yourself thereby. You can make little changes to things based on what you have before you move to the next level, and then avoid comparison. Say, I will got married at the same time. Why don't you have a child yet? What is happening? Blocked it. And avoid comparison. When we got married, for example, it took us a while before we could have our first child. When we got married in 2016, there were 3 of us that got married at the same time, 3 couples. And among those 3 couples, one of the couples had their babies very fast. Very, very fast. They didn't even, I don't think they waited at all. Before you knew it, Pam, they had their baby. The second couple, the second couple, we didn't have our child until 2019. We married in 2016. It might look like 2016 to 2019. It's not a lot now, but it's a lot for us. If you're expecting, for example, that you have your child in the year of your marriage and it's not happening, it will put some, it will change your expectation, right? And the third couple, till now, for some reasons, they are still not able to, at least the last time I know, they are still trying to conceive. So it could happen that what you are expecting is not what you are seeing. You need to avoid comparison, right? But avoiding comparison does not also mean you should settle. We will soon get there. Then show gratitude for what you have. Show some gratitude for what you have. Show some gratitude for what you have. You can also pray. You can be sensitive to the Spirit. You can seek support. Then you can continuously learn. Then you can upgrade. This takes us to the main topic for tonight. You can upgrade. You can upgrade. And that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. The question is, what should you upgrade in your marriage? What are the things that you should upgrade in your marriage? The answer is simple. All marriages are unique, like I told you. If you are sincere with yourself, there are certain things that are not working in your marriage. That's the honest truth. All marriages here represented, there is something that is not working well. There's probably something, that's one. Number 2, there's probably something that you are not doing well, that your partner is complaining about over and over. Am I correct? There's probably something that you are not doing well, that your partner is complaining about over and over. There's something you promised to do that maybe you started doing it that you have stopped doing, and your partner is asking for it. So how do you know what to upgrade in your marriage? The best way to know what to upgrade in your marriage is to sit down together with your spouse, and both of you will have this honest conversation and ask yourself, where are we? Where did we agree that we're going to go to? What is keeping us away from getting to that place that we have agreed to get to? There is a gap between what you agreed to do and where you agreed to be and where you are at the moment. The gap that is between your expectation and your experience are the things that you need to upgrade, the things you need to work on, so that you can close that gap and make your expectation come very close to your experience, even if it will not be 100% the same. And so the things that I'm going to be sharing with you that you need to upgrade on, they are little things. The things that destroy marriages, they're not big things. They're not mighty things. They're not things that are out of this world. They are little things that people do not pay attention to. So number 1 thing that I believe that you should pay attention to upgrade is your willingness to listen. Your willingness to listen. Do you know that many people don't listen to their spouses? They only hear them. That's why you hear them say, I can hear you. And truly, they can hear you. They only are not listening. Because when people do not listen to you, you find them coming back to do what they have done before, that you have corrected them for, that you have complained about. Your listening can change your marriage. You know what I'm telling you? Why am I telling you this? Because it did for me and my wife. Your ability to listen to your spouse can be a game changer In fact, there are some marriages. The problem that they are having today is because the wife cannot listen to the husband cannot listen to the wife. They both cannot listen to each other. Yet they hear each other. They talk every day. They say things every day. They eat. They eat together. They have children. They raise children. They pay bills. Yet they don't listen to each other. There are husbands today that their wife cannot talk to them. Their wife cannot suggest something to them and they will listen to it and do it. Do you know that this thing I'm doing today as a marriage counselor, as an online coach, and I do coaching online? I Between yesterday and today, I was in 3 churches. By God's grace, I was invited to speak in those 3 churches. The 3 churches are redeemed churches. 2 yesterday, 1 today. Everything I'm doing today with coaching and all of that was because I listened to my wife. Because I listened to my wife. And I'm going to tell you that story. Should I tell you the story or I should move on? Let me see your comment section. Should I tell you the story or I should move on? Should I tell you the story? Let me see the chat room. Should I tell you the story? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let me see your response. Okay, should tell you the gist. All right. So I'm going to tell you what exactly how listening to my wife opened my life up to things that I never even imagined. How listening, just listening, paying attention to my wife, how it changed everything for me in relation to what I do today. So we got married in 2016. And when we got married, there was this time that we initially we were okay with what I was earning. Everything was fine. My wife came in from Ibadan, right? And we were initially okay with what I was earning. So at some point, the money was not enough again. The money was not enough again. So one day, and I'm an accountant, don't forget. I'm an accountant. I've learned financial management in school. I've done it. I've done budgeting. I've done all of that. But it never occurred to me that what my wife told me could be something that I should have thought of. So one day she told me that, babe, why don't you think that plan, we should begin to plan our finances. We should sit down together and, draw up a budget of what we are going to spend money on based on what we are expecting and all of that. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And then we did it. When we did it in the first month, it was so practical. We drew up the budget together. We sat down. What do we need? What are we going to buy? How much are we expecting? We did everything. We assigned money to it. Then I withdrew the money. I brought the money home. We put the money in the envelope. So my wife, looked for a foolscap sheet. She labeled every of those foolscap sheets. She folded it like an envelope. We put everything on it. Even we budgeted down to the charge card, down to then we used to use this CUG line, but down to the charge card, 500 naira charge card. We budget for it. We budgeted for it, and we wrote down every single thing. And then I brought on the money. We put them inside the envelope. To cut the long story short, when we did that, it was so successful. We now realized that this thing that we thought was not going to work. This money that was not looking like it was enough, it was actually enough. We were serious because with budget, we were able to block out unnecessary spending. We were able to block out things that we didn't need. And when I realized that, whoa, because before then we just wake up, say, we need to buy this. Oh yeah, this is the money. We need to buy this. Oh yeah, this is the money. So with that, we became better financial managers. We manage money better. But budget was not enough because you actually need to make more money. So this is where the whole thing twisted, and then things got better really well. After applying this financial management principle of budgeting in our family, and we realized that it was helpful. And I said, okay, this thing I have learned, let me start. I can teach people now. That was how I started teaching people, on WhatsApp. I would just create a WhatsApp group. I'll do one kind of flyer and then I'll post it on Facebook. I said, I don't even remember I can't even remember doing flyer. I just said, okay, I'm going to teach you about family finance, personal financial management, You can come and join this group. I'll teach you. Then I used to do it for free because it worked for us. And how did it work? It worked because I started by listening to my wife. Many people fail to listen to their spouse, and that is why they are where they are today. Yet, people will tell you that same thing your wife, your husband is telling you. Your pastor will mention it, somebody will mention it at work, you will pick it up, you will say, this thing it can work. And your wife has been saying the same thing over and over, you can't listen. Your husband has said this over and over, you can't listen. You will remain on the same spot in that marriage because you do not have the ability to listen to your spouse. So I started doing the training. People joined, and it was like wonderful. People were ready to learn. That was how I started online training, people of God. That was how I started because I listened, it worked, and then I started teaching others. Then it now moved to a point I felt, okay, I could make this thing bigger. So the little material I prepared back then, it was just some 11 pages of Microsoft Word document. And I packaged the material. I said, let me upgrade this material. So I moved the material from 11 pages to 50 pages. I developed it. I grew it. I made it richer. So when I developed it from 11 to 50 pages, then we used to live in Ikorodu, and I was working in VI. So whenever I was on the road from Ikorodu to VI back home, I used to have my laptop on my lap in the BRT bus, and then I would be typing. I would be typing from 11 pages. When I used to use that document for free training, I upgraded it to 50 pages. And I went to Facebook and I said, I'm going to teach you this. And it's going to be very wonderful. Come in, join this training. And then I said, people are going to pay. People were going to pay. But at that time, I said, how am I going to do the payment? I didn't know how much to charge. I didn't want to overcharge. I didn't want to undercharge. So I asked my wife, babe, how much do you think I should charge for this training? My wife suggested I should charge 1,000. I can remember that day. She suggested 1,000. And then I said, no, this 1,000 is too small. I did not listen. Sometimes, you see, let me say the ability to listen. It does not mean it is everything your husband says, your wife says that you will do. But when they say 5 things, and you know that all of these 5 things are good, if you can do 3, or even it is 2, it is a great deal. I listened to her when she suggested budgeting in the family. When I wanted to monetize the course, she gave a suggestion I didn't listen to. Why? I felt that the suggestion was not the best for me, for the course, because I had worked so hard to develop the training material from 11 to 50 pages. So I didn't listen to that suggestion. Sometimes, when you don't want to listen to what your spouse has said, how do you turn down their suggestion? Do you rubbish their suggestion? That's what some people do. You need to upgrade how to handle suggestions from your spouse. How do you react to their suggestion? How do you handle the suggestion? I just thought that, no, this one is too small, something like that. And then I went on to come up with a pricing model that was really successful. People joined the course. The first day I did the course was on a Saturday morning. I was at home, I was on the bed with my laptop. My wife did popcorn for me. Oh my God, I can remember. Baby, do you remember? She did popcorn for me. She's beside me here. She did popcorn for me. I was, doing the training on Facebook. I was eating popcorn and we're making money. All because I listen to my spouse. So my question to you this night is, do you listen? Does your wife say something and forget it? You are a man who doesn't hear anything. You don't hear anything. You just, when she's talking, it's like she's making noise. Does your husband say something and no way? Yet, you say your husband is not nice. You say your wife is not nice. Your wife is not listening to you, but you are not listening either. That was how I started online training. From that, from that financial management training, I went on to writing training. I went to IL training, and then things got better. Later in life for us, we began to do well in our marriage. Our marriage was really awesome. I said, okay, in 2020, in August 2020, this COVID, and I'm enjoying myself at home with my wife. I said, this marriage is sweet. Oh, I said, let me write about this marriage, Jerry, and see how people can be encouraged better. And then I wrote my first book on marriage. And then that book came out in 2020. Why did I come to that point where I could write a book? I never had it in mind ever that I would become a marriage coach. It was not in my plan. But because I listened to the woman God gave me, it opened up a lot of things for me. I'm using my wife because that is what happened to me. It could be for you, it could be your husband. What is your husband suggesting to you that you have failed to listen to? What is your wife suggesting to you that you have failed? In fact, they can't even talk because when they talk, you won't listen. Your marriage can never move forward. It's not a curse. That's the honest truth. Listening can change everything for you. However, I'm balancing things because sometimes you could listen to something and it may not work well. We have done another thing before that my wife suggested we should do, and then I said, "Babe, why not let us do it this way? Let us." She said she wanted to do it. We went on to do it. It didn't work. You will not always get all decisions right. But it's not a reason to now come back and say, and that's why I listened to it the other time. Everything collapsed, everything failed, everything this. No. There was another time I wanted to buy something. She said I should wait. I should wait. I was almost paying. If I had paid that money, they would have scammed me. So it is a mixture of ups and downs. But don't say, I listened to it the last time. It did not work. And so I'm not listening again. No, you will not grow your marriage. You will not, even you don't make the best decision all of the time. So learn to listen, upgrade your listening skill. Don't let it be that people will tell you the same thing your wife has been telling you, your husband has been telling you. You will pick their own, you will drop your spouse's on. It means you don't honor your spouse. You need to listen to them without interruption. When they are talking, let them talk. Don't say, I know what you want to say. You don't know what they want to say. Let them use their mouth to say it. Even if you know what they want to say, let them use their mouth to say it. When you interrupt your partner, when they are speaking to you, it means that you are not that person that is patient enough to pay attention. Let them say they have a right to express themselves. Upgrade your listening skill. Listen without interruption. Listen without preparing a rebuttal. That is, you are not listening because you want to provide a defense. You want to, you want to puncture what they said. You say, as you are listening, you say, that thing you just said now, I want to say, no, calm down. Learn to listen patiently. Learn to listen. Learn to listen. Be calm. I want you to type it in the chat room. Type be calming down. Be calming down. Type it in the chat room. Be calming down. I want to see it in the chat room. Those on YouTube as well, type it. Say be calming down. Be calming down. Are we typing it? Be calming down. I'm not on Zooms. I'm not checking the Zoom interface, so I can't see. Be calming down. Let me check. Tell yourself, be calming down. Tell yourself, be calming down. You need to be calming down. You need to. It's not everything that's that is said that you will quickly jump on. Say, I know what you want to say. You don't know what she wants to say. You don't know what he wants to say. Pay attention to that thing. Let him finish. Let her finish. She has the right to express herself. Let him finish saying what he wants to say. Let her finish saying what she wants to say. Pay attention. Listen. Listen. Listen and ask questions instead of assuming. If you don't ask questions, you can't know what is in their mind. If something is not clear to you after they have said all they want to say, ask questions. Ask them questions. Okay, this thing that you said, I'm not sure about this. Don't assume. One of the problems that many marriages are having today is that people don't ask questions. They just assume. I thought you wanted to. I thought you wanted to do. I thought you wanted. You keep thinking. You keep thinking. You keep thinking. You keep thinking. You're assuming. You can't do better in your marriage if you don't upgrade your listening skill. Be calming down. Listen to your spouse. Pay attention to what they are saying. I can tell you, in fact, on this slide alone, if I stay here, I can keep talking on this slide alone for the next 1 hour. I'm telling you the truth. This thing of listening. Hey, listening, what it will do to you, what it will do to your marriage. You can't know it until you start doing it. I'm telling you the truth. This ability to listen. The Bible says, be slow to speak. Be slow to speak. Be that person that is slow to speak. When you are slow to speak, it means you are eager to listen. Learn to listen to your spouse. I want you to type it. Everybody say, I will listen going forward. Type it. Type it. Say, I will listen going forward. Make it a personal commitment that you will listen going forward. Please type it on the chat room, both on Zoom. I'm on Zoom. I'm seeing everybody on Zoom as well. I'm seeing everybody on Zoom. Please type it. I will listen. I will listen. I will listen to my spouse. I will listen to my spouse. I will calm down. I will be patient. When your partner is speaking, listen to what they are saying. Don't listen because you want to say your own. Don't listen because you want to tackle what they have said. Listen so that you can understand them. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Say in all that you get understanding. Get understanding. You can't get understanding if you don't listen. Imagine you went to a lecture room and the lecturer said, today I'm going to be giving you area of concentration for your exam. And that exam, if you don't pass it, you can't graduate. That says, listen for the area of concentration. Is it at that time that you'll be distracted? No. Listen to your spouse. Number two area where you need to upgrade yourself. Number two area, your willingness to learn. Number 1B, your willingness to learn. You see, one of the problems many married people have is that when they get married, they settle. They just settle. That's why people say, finally I've settled down. But if you don't learn, I'm telling you, you can never grow together. You can never. One of the things that has helped my wife and I significantly is what we learn. Is what we learn. And we put money into it. We put money into it. We invest money in it. We invest time in it. 3 weeks ago or thereabout, we signed up for a trauma management training. As relationship and marriage coaches, we believe that we deal with a lot of people that are going through trauma or that have been through trauma. And we need to improve our capacity in that regard. We went and we registered for that training, a paid training. And every week we've been in that training, learning. You have to put your money where you know you are lacking in knowledge. What are you learning together? Or your wife is learning, you are not learning. I was in a program, I was at a church today where I went to minister. Somebody asked a question. They said, what do you do if you are learning but your spouse is not learning? There will be a problem because one person will be growing, the other person will not. There are two kinds of mindset. We have the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you are not open to learning. If you have a growth mindset, you are open to learning. If you are not learning, if both of you are not learning, your marriage will remain grounded. It becomes one spot. If one of you is learning and the other person is not learning, the person that is learning will be moving forward. The one that is not learning will be on a spot. And then as you are moving forward and one person is on the spot, what happens between the two of you? There will be a gap. A very huge gap will be between you. And that gap is so wide that you see that you begin to disconnect. You will no longer, you'll still be husband and wife, having children, but you will no longer be on the same page. One person has moved far ahead, the other person is still lagging behind. In 2020, we came in contact with, I told you I wrote my first book in 2020, and I was on Facebook. I was publicizing that book with all my energy. I was pouring myself into that book. I printed 1,000 copies of that book. We sold out 1,000 copies. We printed the second round. I think I printed 500 this time around. And as I was doing that, somebody saw me on Facebook. Who is my mentor today, and he told me to come and see him. Said it sees what I do, and that he was ready to give me some assistance if I was interested in that. So I went to see him. I think I went with my wife, and when we got there, he shared a few things with me, encouraged me. He looked at my book and told me, that's Pastor BC, by the way, for those of you who don't know. He told me that this book I wrote is a very good book and that it is a book of books. That is, there are a lot of books inside the book. He opened my eyes to a lot of things. And then we started connecting with him to learn from him. And then we started doing something. We started attending his program on a monthly basis. Men and brethren, I cannot tell you how much that decision has impacted our marriage. If I tell you how much that thing has impacted our marriage, going to that place on a monthly basis, to learn. God. You cannot imagine it. Learning. Many couples don't learn again because they settle the moment they get married. They're paying bills, they're raising children, they're paying school fees, they stop learning. You can never grow together if you don't learn. What is feeding you consistently? What is feeding you as a man? What is feeding you as a wife? What are you feeding on? What feeds your knowledge about marriage? You need to upgrade your ability to learn. There are books to read. Many people don't read ever again since they got married. Since they got never, in fact, since they left school, you don't get read care. They say they are looking for money. That's what will you find? They forget that the ability to even do better is in some books. I bought a book sometime last year. You know the book, this new book by Femi Otedola, making it big. It was in that book I read about how you pay premium for some services. When you want to get some level of results, you need to pay premium. This training we are doing, for example, is free, right? But there are certain levels there are certain assets you will need. You need to pay for it. When I bought the book, somebody will say, "What is in reading a book? My marriage is not good. Say I should go and reading a book." Do you know that a chapter in a book can change your marriage? A chapter, just one chapter, can be, in fact, not even a chapter. It can be a sentence in a chapter that you need in the whole book. You don't need to finish that book. And that will change your marriage. But the question is, what do you learn? Do you even learn? Do you even read? Do you even go to any place to say, consistently, we are going here to learn? We are going. See, your marriage may be stable. It's okay. But do you know that more than stability, God is looking at the possibility of your marriage being a blessing? See, whatever God gives you is not only for you, including your marriage. Your marriage is supposed to bless other people. It's supposed to bless. How will it bless other people when you are not increased capacity? Grade your learning. Husband and wife. Read. Go to programs together. Meaningful programs. There are people that have never been to one program together as a couple since they got married, except church program. If their church does not organize it, they are not going. Hey, is that you? If your church does not organize it, you are not going anywhere. Is that you? If that is you, I'm sorry, you are not ready. You are not ready at all. Your church does not organize it, you are not going. You are not ready. Look for places that will feed you. People who know what they are doing, people who have tested the process, people who have gone through the process, people who understand what they are doing and they have replicated the process over and over and it has worked for them. Go and learn. Learn from them. Be under the administration. Just ensure that they are preaching according to the word of God. They are teaching marriage according. Churches are focused on, of course, salvation and all of that, which is very, very good. It's okay. So once in a while, they do programs on, marriage and all that. But you need, it's like daily tablets. You need it. What do you learn together as a couple? What programs do you attend together? What books do you read? Do you even read at all? What do you share together as a couple? Number 3, which is number 2, your willingness to serve. Your willingness to serve. I always tell people that marriage is a place for service. Marriage is an opportunity to serve. If you are in that marriage and all you do is to fold your hand and wait to be served, you are not doing well. Upgrade your willingness to serve. Serve without keeping scores. Serve without being asked to. There are some people, they don't know the way to the kitchen. They said when they want to eat. They don't know how to do anything in the kitchen. And take note, it's not because they don't know how to do it. They believe it is not their job. They believe it's not their job, so they can't get close. Look at your spouse. What are they struggling with? What need do they have that you can meet for them? Can you anticipate their needs? Say, I know that when my wife wakes up, she'll be thinking of what to cook for the family today, and you have woken up way ahead of her. Nothing stops you from entering that kitchen and fixing the food. Nothing at all stops you. Nothing at all stops you. The other day, I think it was just last week, it was 2 weeks ago. I was in the bedroom, you know, I was doing something on the phone, and then it was getting to evening, and I just stood up from there, and I went to the kitchen to fix dinner. I didn't ask my wife, what are we eating? I didn't say, what are we going to Kiniko? I just went to the kitchen and I cooked. I started preparing dinner. When she saw me that I was preparing dinner, she didn't say anything. She went in and started doing something else. When I went in to go to pick something also, and I saw her in the bedroom, she was ironing the children's school uniform for the following week, which was the past week. She ironed everything for the week. Now, that school uniform is something I do. But I normally iron it one by one, maybe on the day they want to go to school. But she ironed everything for the whole of the week. So last week was a very smooth week because I didn't have to iron in the morning. For you, you may be doing it, for the week, fine. But that's what I do. She saw me doing something. She went and started doing something. You see, when you see marriage as an opportunity to serve each other, you will see that you'll be relieving each other of stress. The stress that your partner is carrying, the weight that they are carrying, you reduce that stress for them. You take the burden off their mind. There are times I do some things and my wife will be like, oh, thank you so much. The other day, you see, let me tell you, there's nothing that is too small for you to do as a service to your spouse. Some husbands look at their wife and they'll be like, I can't do some certain things for you. I don't understand. I was at a program yesterday. A young man was asked, if your wife asked you to help her to blend pepper, say, what will you do? He said, I will have to think about it. I'm like, who is this young boy? So anyway, boy is a young man. Who raised you? And then he went on to say, when he was growing up, his father did not allow them to enter kitchen, the boys. Your father did not allow you. Now you are grown up. So you are still away from the kitchen. Like you can't enter that kitchen. Just because your father did not allow you as a small boy to enter the kitchen. See marriage as an opportunity to serve your partner. It's an opportunity to serve. That's what I see it as. And because my wife and I, we have that mindset where we want to serve each other. As I'm serving her, she's serving me. As I'm serving her, she's serving me. So nobody is folding their hands and watching. There's nothing I can do in this house. There's nothing. The only thing I've not learned how to operate is that washing machine, very stubborn machine. And it's because I've not put my mind down to every other thing I can do in this house. Go and check other men. Go and check houses, families where things are working well. The men are involved. It is called house chores. It is the house. The chores in it also belong to you. In fact, you need to grow and get to a point. If you improve your finances, you pay for those chores because those chores are very stressful. All those washing, cleaning, cooking, all those are very stressful. They are very stressful. They are very stressful. If you can pay off somebody to be taking care of those things, I mean, upgrade and do it so that you, as a wife, you can rest to your husband. You do know that when women are not tired, they are more available to their husband. They will say less of I'm tired. All those I'm having a headache, don't touch me. My body is paining me. It's because of chores. A woman that has relaxed, that didn't carry so much during the day, that didn't stand so long during the day. You think that when you come close to her in the night, she will easily reject you. You have made life easy for her as the man. She will be readily available for you. That's where they are. There's a woman that comes to clean our house for us every week. She comes there every week to clean. Why are we doing that? Because we want to buy time. We don't want to kill ourselves with stress. There's nothing in house chores more than stress. That's the truth. So if you can pay for it, please do. If you can't pay for it, please be on your toes. Let everybody do this. Let everybody do this. One of the biggest burdens of some wives today is house chores. Unfortunately, many husbands are not paying attention because they believe that they are providing money and bringing money to the table. Is the woman not working too? Even if she's not working, it doesn't stop you from being part of that home. Don't allow stress. Do you know that stress is a killer? Stress is killing many people. If you want that woman to live with you for long, take burdens of stress away from her. How do you reduce your partner's stress? Carry responsibilities willingly. You don't have to be asked. The other day, I did something it was even for my children. I took them out for them to play, and I stayed here with them. While I was there with them, do you know what that thing did to my wife? It made her feel relieved. You know, when children are around you, it's very distracting. You can't. Do you know that when you go to work, for example, as a husband, you go to work and you return home, you now see maybe the room is scattered. The room is not looking well. Your wife is at home. I'm assuming that she did not go to work and she was with the children. The room is scattered. And then you came in and say, what have you been doing at home? Because the room is scattered. Ah, my man. You don't want to know how many times she has arranged that in room because children were around. Children, as you arrange it, they are scattering. You don't want to know how many times she has swept it. You don't want to know how many times she has mopped water before she finally said, "Whoa, I'm not mopping again." And then she left it alone. Then you came home and you saw water, or you saw something that should not be on the table. You saw it on the table, and you're saying everywhere is scattered. Ah, hello, sir. She will give you one day to mind those children so that you can give us reports. God, oh, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I learned it practically. It's a whole lot. Don't underestimate what your spouse is doing. Be ready to serve. Carry responsibilities willingly. This is part of the upgrade. If you're not doing it already, it's part of what you need to upgrade. So start doing. It's part of what you need to upgrade to start doing. You can do the dishes. It will not kill you. Your fingernail will not remove. Nothing will happen. If you go out, people will still shake you. Your hand will not smell of oil. Do the dishes, man. Enter the kitchen, enter the toilet, enter everywhere. Know what is happening. It is your house, it's your home. Be everywhere. Be supportive. The wife should support the man. The man should support support the woman. Everybody should support you. Everybody should serve. So when I went out with the children to just sit down and allow them to play, my wife could rest. Her head could calm down. By the time I came back inside, you know what she did? When I came in, I was coming in with the children. They were ahead of me. And they entered before me. By the time I entered the room, I noticed that they switched off the light. I was like, "Who's switch off this light?" I didn't know they were hiding. They were hiding, to just, that one thing we play a lot in this house, right? So they hid. My wife hid behind the door, and then I entered, and I turned on the light. I just looked and said, she was even hiding. My daughter was beside her. The next thing she did was she started thanking me. Say, "Thank you for all you do." What did I do? I went out with my own children to oversee them play. You are thanking me. It is that small act, but it made her to remember many other things. Do the little things. Be willing to serve. Be willing to serve. I want you to type it. Be willing to serve. Let's type it. Those on YouTube, those on Zoom. I want you to type it. Let me come to you to Zoom and say be willing to serve. Be willing to serve. 2 people have typed it. 3 now. Be willing to serve. Be willing. Be a person that is willing to serve. Be a person who is willing to serve. Say, be willing to serve. Be willing to serve. It is why you are married. We are here to serve each other. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7, in the Message translation, it says marriage is a place of service. You serve each other. You serve. Let me read it to you. Let me open my Bible. Marriage is a place of service. Marriage is a place of service. Marriage is a place of, it's not a place to stand for your rights. Marriage is not a place to stand for your rights. It's a place of service. It's not a place to say this is my right. It's a place to serve. Let's move on. Be willing. Be willing to serve. I'm not able to get the Bible reference. Be willing to serve. It's a place of service. I will get it. I know it's First Corinthians chapter. First Corinthians. Please hold on for me. Let me get it for you so that you can. I think it's First Corinthians chapter. Is this chapter 7? Let me see. First Corinthians chapter 7. Yeah. I want to read it to you. The Bible says in First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2, from verse 2, message translation. It says certainly, but within certain rights, it's good for a man to have a wife, blah, 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 blah. It says sexual drives are strong, but there's somewhere I'm going to. Verse, still in that verse 2 to 6. It said marriage is not a place to stand for your right. It said marriage is a decision to serve the other. Are you saying it? It said marriage is a decision to serve the other. So when you were saying yes, I do, if you don't understand that you were saying yes, I will serve, I'm telling you now, what you were saying back then was yes, I will serve. That's the meaning of yes, I do. It's part of the yes, I will serve. You're serving with your time, with your body, with your mind, with your emotions. That's what you promised that you're going to do. And you are supposed to do it. If you have questions, please, you can send to me on WhatsApp, on my DM. Time is fast spent. I'm still on number, am I on number 2? Hey, and I thought that this 1 hour 45 minutes would be be enough for definitely there are a lot to share. There are a lot to share, right? It's a place to serve. It's a place to serve. It's a place to show that you can serve. Let's go to number 3. Number 3, improve your willingness. Improve your willingness to be available. Your availability. Many men are not available. Sorry, I have to say it. The fact that you are working is good. We appreciate it. Women appreciate it. Women who show gratitude, they appreciate it. But they also want your time. Upgrade your availability. As the woman, upgrade your availability. How available are you to your husband? How available are you to your wife? There are some husbands, when they are at home, his phone, hey, Lord, it's his phone. Is either phone or nothing. Is either phone or nothing. And then the wives will be complaining that he's always on the phone. This is a common phenomenon in marriages today. People are on the phone. Husband is on the phone. Wife is complaining. Husband is pressing phone, laughing with social media, laughing with reels, laughing with YouTube videos. The moment he drops the phone, he wants to eat, he wants to go and sleep. Before he sleeps, he may want to touch madam, and the woman is saying, please, can you leave me? A woman you did not connect with through your availability, through your time, through your emotions, you now want to touch. Be emotionally present. We are not just interested in seeing you around the house. We want you to be emotionally present. They want you. Women want you to be, your wife wants you to be emotionally present. The same thing to you too, the wife. Your husband wants you to be emotionally present. If you have any question, you can send it to my DM now. I'll take your questions before we round up. Definitely, there's no way we can finish this training. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot, but there's no time, right? I have just about 25 minutes more, looking at my time here now. But we'll try and see what we can do. Be emotionally present. When you connect with a woman emotionally, it will be easier for you to touch them. We are married people here. I can share this with you. Sometime this year, my wife was sitting down and I just hugged her from the back. There's a way you hug a woman. There's a way you hug your wife that she will feel relaxed in her mind. There's a way you will hug that there will be a connection. I just hugged her from the back. She was sitting, I hugged her from the back for a while, and then I left her. And then she said, why did I leave her? Why did I leave her? Because the connection was beyond normal. You don't touch a person throughout the day. You now want to start touching her in the night. Alaye, where are you coming from? They will bounce you. Be emotionally available. Connect emotionally before you do physical connection. As much as you are emotionally, if you are emotionally present, you will most likely be physically present if you have not traveled out of the country. The need of physical presence, I've already talked about that. The need of physical presence. Upgrade it. That time you are spending on social media, laughing on reels, talking with a friend, discussing something, watching football, and then cut part of it, even if it is half of that time, cut part of it and give it to your spouse. Be available for them. Be available to them. Nobody can be as available to your spouse as you. Create quality time. Share quality time with them. If you don't create quality time, there's no how you are going to be connecting with them. Create quality time. It's very important. We know you are working. I commend all men. I commend myself too, right? But somewhere in your mind, ask yourself, am I able to balance this thing properly? You need to grade on this. Does this make sense to us? I want to hear from you in the chat room. Does this make sense to us? People on YouTube, I'm watching you. Does this make sense, please? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Be available. Be available. Be available. Be available. This thing is important. If you are not available now, by the time you grow, you are not connected emotionally because you are not available. I am telling you that at that time when the children have left the house, both of you cannot connect. You will not sync. Have you seen where aged people, aged men, aged women, they are not able to stay together after their children have left the house? Because the only thing that was making the home lively and bustling with activity were the children. Now the children have gone to school. Daddy and mommy cannot stay together because they were not really available. They were just making babies. They were just making babies. So I encourage you, available, upgrade your availability, reduce your time on other things, and be available for the home. If you're not available, you can't even pray. You can't even pray together. Number 4, your agreements. You see, this one is so important because, in fact, if you don't agree, you are just wasting time. And this is where many couples are stuck. You need to upgrade your ability to agree. Amos 3:3. 2 people cannot work together except they agree. 2 people, they can never work together except they agree. The same thing happens in marriage. You're not going anywhere. Your marriage cannot grow above your agreement level. I'm telling you the truth. Your marriage can never grow above your agreement level. There are marriages where the husband will say something, your wife will oppose it. The husband will say something, the wife will oppose it. The wife will suggest something, the husband will oppose it. They never agree. They are constantly in opposition. They are constantly in opposition, constantly opposing each other. Constantly opposing each other. Constantly. And that's why they are struggling. That's why they are struggling. But you see other couples doing well, making progress. Why are they making progress? They are able to agree. The Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name. In marriage, you don't know it's a gathering. 2 or 3. Anything you agree on here on earth is agreed on in heaven. It is sealed in heaven. It applies to your marriage. Can 2 work together except they be agreed? The answer is no. If you don't agree, you can never move forward. What are the things that both of you have been in constant opposition on? You oppose, she opposes. You suggest, she opposes. You oppose. If you are just opposing each other up and down, and then because you cannot agree, you are now running different races. Say, I will do my thing, you will do your thing. I'm sorry, sir, that's not marriage. You are not doing marriage. You are doing mathematics. You are doing something else. You are doing division of labor. That's not marriage. The people that are making significant progress are people that are able to agree on what to do and they go ahead to do those things. Do you agree on your family direction? Say you want to go here. So this one says he wants to go there. If you don't have something you have agreed on as a family, there's no way you are going to pursue something in unison. You seek mutual understanding. You stand together in faith. How can you stand together in faith when you have not even agreed? How can you pray together on a common prayer point when you have not agreed? Do you see where problem is lying for many people? There are people that are trying to achieve a goal, maybe trying to have a baby, for example. I remember a story of a couple I was told they were trying to conceive, and the young man already had 1 child before he got married, and they were trying to conceive. And then at some point, the doctors will say that both of you should come together. That's the husband and the wife should come together. They can do some tests and all that. The man did not go. You know what he said? He said he had a child before they got married, and he doesn't have problem. There is a wife that has problem. They cannot agree. They couldn't agree. They couldn't agree. The man didn't show up. If you are Eddie, you are stubborn, you have this agidi, you know, because agidi, you can't agree with your husband, you can't agree with your wife on what to do. I'm sorry, your marriage is not going anywhere. If you like, go to all the vigils in the year. If you like, don't miss any of it. If you like, go to seminars. If you don't agree with your spouse, both of you can never go anywhere. Let me show you something. This is a hand here. This is another hand here. You see these two hands? For these two hands to get into each other and to become really one like this, they must come close. They must open up like this. If it is like this, there's no way they will enter each other. They can only come close like this. You can see. They can only come close like this. They cannot enter each other. But for these two hands to enter each other and form a formidable force, they must open up this way. Open up this way, come closer together, and enter each other like this. You see, even if you come together like this with your hands open, that is, you are open to conversation, you are open to talking, you must still be able to bend. You must still be able to bend like this for you to be able to enter each other like this. This bending is what many people are not ready to do. That bending part, say like, it is what I said that must be the final. Because you think that you are the head of the family, whatever you say is the final. Say, I'm the wife, I'm also important. Whatever I say to you, you must listen. Both of you have wasted 2 years. Those 2 years, another couple has moved far ahead. I'm not comparing you with them, but the truth is that you are lagging behind because you have refused to bend. Now, I've told you here that you cannot get anywhere without agreement. Can't go anywhere without agreement. You can't move anywhere without agreement. If you don't move, you can't get anywhere. Those of you on YouTube, I would like you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and let's grow that page together. Yes, Profemi said, upgrade the marriage. Listen, don't just hear your spouse. Be ready. That's on YouTube. Be ready to serve. Be available. Very important. You cannot get anywhere without agreement. Number 5, let's move fast now. Number 5 is your alignment. Your alignment is the same thing. It's very close to your agreement. If you don't align your visions, you don't align your finances, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Somebody wants to save, the other person wants to spend. You both need to align. You both need to align. If you drive a car, you know how important alignment is. If you don't align, it can spoil the tire. If you don't do that simple alignment that will cost you 14,000, 15,000, it can spoil the tire that is way costlier. That is why what some people are losing in their marriage today because of misalignment is much more than what they know. You're married for 10 years and you have wasted 5 years on misalignment. You agree for 6 months, you disagree for 6 months, you are not aligning. You don't want to know what you are wasting. Align your direction, align your plans, align your plans, align your expectations. I told you at the beginning, your expectations may be unrealistic. Align. They may be unstated. State them. State them. Upgrade your communication. Do you know that there are people that are living together as husband and wife? They are not communicating. They are not talking to each other. They are only talking about things that are needed to run the family, to run the home here and there. That's what they are talking about. What are we eating? Have we paid the junior school fees? How much is the uniform? And when are we paying the NEPA bill? When are we? But communication that has to do with them, their life and their purpose. If I thought they have any, they're not talking about it. Communication. And when you don't communicate, if you don't upgrade your ability to communicate, there is no how you can connect. It is communication that brings connection. Some people are very poor at communication. So when we tell you to read a book, for example, you'll be wondering, how will I read a book? What will it do to me? Communication. God, it's really pivotal. There was a day, I will mention this story under conflict. So put a stop to silent treatment. A lot of people are giving their spouses silent treatment. A lot of people are doing it. Your spouse has done something to you. You are not happy about it. And then you go on a silent treatment. They are talking to you, they're asking you questions. Is there anything the matter? Say nothing. When we first got married, when I told you in the first year, we used to have issues a lot. Oh, hey, God, oh. We used to have issues before we now grew. We understood each other. Silent treatment was a very big deal in my marriage back then, in the first year. In the first year, I would offend my wife. She would not be happy. I apologize. It would take us time. It would take us time. It would take us time before we eventually come around and settle the matter and then move forward. Before you know it, another offense will come. The silent treatment will enter again. We will do that. We did that for a while. One day, I did something that was very terrible. My wife was annoyed. She vexed. She vexed for me. It was on a Saturday. Apologize. Oh, I apologize. You Then on Sunday, she did not follow me to church. She was not happy. She still was not happy, as of the following day. So she didn't follow me to church. When I got to church, pastor saw me and asked for my wife. So where's your wife? I said she's at home. I couldn't tell him a lie. I just had to tell him the truth that she's at home. Why? I think I should have told him what happened and all that. So he told me to call my wife. And then my wife came around. We were living close to the church. My wife came around. And then my wife opened up. She said everything that I was doing that was annoying her. She said practically everything. It was serious. It was serious. It was a change. It was a turning point for us. It was a turning point for us. At the end of the whole thing, the pastor counseled us, told us what to do, and then we went home to do it. That thing we did, it was a total turnaround. Total turnaround. They call it marital assessment. So we should go and do a marital assessment. So we went home, we did a marital assessment. We chose a day. I can't give the details because of time. Chose a date. So I just want to move on faster. We chose a date. We did the marital assessment, and that thing changed our marriage forever till now. It changed everything for us. So that is why I look at some marriages that are having problem and they don't want to seek counsel. I just look at it and say, hey, it's ready. When you are ready, you will get the help. You will get the help. Something is happening to you. They say you should go and speak to a counselor. Speak to somebody that can help you. You say, no, I don't talk to anybody. If you are like that and you're in this call, you're not doing well. Oh. There's an issue. Your wife say, let's seek counsel. You say, no, I'm not talking to anybody. We have a lot of people like that. Stubborn husbands, stubborn wives. Stubborn husband, stubborn wife. There are plenty. You're stressing somebody's son, you're stressing somebody's daughter. And it's very bad. Put a stop to it. Silent treatment. Put a stop to it. If you do it, you are silently killing your marriage. So we did the assessment and things really changed for us. That was how our marriage began to get better. I think in the second year. Either the second year or the first year. I think it was in the first year. It was in the first year. It was in the first year because after we got married, that was when we went to visit my dad. And of course, we didn't wait for 1 year before we went to visit my dad. So it was in the first year that things began to change. It was in the first year. We did that assessment. I will give the details of that assessment in the full training. There's a training that is coming up for married people, right? Those who are interested. Now, this is different from this one. That one is going to be a paid training. Take you through the whole of March, all Sundays in March, to be serious, to be really, really serious. But it's for those who are ready to commit. Yeah, like I told you, if you want to learn, it's not just I'm ready to learn. Are you ready to commit your time, your effort, your money? Are you ready to? But in the paid version, we are going to go we are going to go into that in detail. So the money began to change after we did that assessment. And I can tell you, after we did the assessment, it took us a long time before we even, in fact, we had even relocated. We have moved to another place before we remember that, I mean, we should do this thing again now to tell you how powerful that assessment was. To tell you how powerful it was. So are you that person when there's an issue, you don't want to talk to anybody? Somebody notices that something is wrong. The way you are looking, you are hiding it. You don't want to talk about it. I didn't hide anything. I told the person this was happening, and then he called us together. He advised us, told us what to do, and he changed everything for us. Are you hiding? Say, my husband is okay. Everything is fine, sir. We are trusting God. You are not. You are lying. You guys should open up. You are lying. Seek help when you know that things are not working the way it should work. Seek help. Don't hide under it is well. It is well. Whoa. The woman that said it is well, did she sit down somewhere? She didn't sit down. Oh. The boy that was there, they carried the boy. He was on the horse. Servant put the baby and they were going. People were asking, is everything okay? He said it is well. It is well because she was moving towards solution. She was moving towards solution. She was moving towards the prophet. But you sat down there, things are not working well. You say it is well. It is well. You don't want to talk to counselor. You don't want to talk to anybody. That marriage cannot get better. It's not a curse. It's the truth. Especially because you are not doing anything. You are just claiming it is well. There was a time my wife and I, we had a disagreement some years ago. Very sharp disagreement that we couldn't even solve. We couldn't even solve it ourselves. I went out to go and talk to our counselor. She went out to go and talk to one of our respected daddies. Both of us were looking for solution. It may get to that point where you need to go out and look for solution. When you are somewhere and somebody is telling you, do you know what's happening in the counselor's life? You want to go and tell the counselor your own problem. Oh, so the doctor that you went to go and talk to, you went to go and tell that you are feeling somehow. Do you know what's happening in his own health? But you trust him enough to open your body to him or to her to attend to you. Seek help. Stop the silent treatment. Communicate. Hold ITT. Hold ITT with your spouse. Hold ITT with your spouse. Lena is asking, how do you go about the marriage assessment? Like I said, it's not something I can go into here. There's no time. So it's for the main training that I'll be able to go into the details and all that. Hold ITT with your spouse. Intimate talking time. ITT, intimate talking time. Intimate talking time is a time when you set aside both of you, you talk intimately. You're not talking about Tinubu. You're not talking about Nigeria. You're not talking about the dollar. You're talking about each other. What is happening to us? Where are we? Where are we going? What are the challenges? How can we overcome them? You talk to each other. You hold ITT. You communicate in the real sense. That's how to upgrade your marriage. Not talking about things that have to just do with everyday life. What are we eating? What are we buying? What are we paying for? Do you understand what I'm saying? Communicate in the real sense. Number 8 area where you need to upgrade on is your respect. I was at a program today. Somebody asked a question. I even thought it was a woman that wrote the question. The person said, what do you do when your spouse keeps saying something to you that thing is painful, and you keep telling them to stop saying it, but they don't stop. They keep saying it. When the question was read for me to answer, I initially thought that it was a woman that wrote that question, and that the husband was the one doing that to her. When we're done, the man came to meet me and said that question, that he was the one that wrote the question. And if you saw the man had gray hair on his head. He's not a small boy, way older than I am. And he has a wife that will speak, and the thing will go to his heart. And he kept saying, don't say this to me. And she kept doing it. That's what some people are doing in their marriage. They don't respect their wife. They don't respect her. The respect ended after they tear their pants on the first night of Wednesday. I've entered you. What else? That's what I'm looking for. They stop respect. They just stop respect. They speak anyhow. They treat anyhow. They choose when to respond to chats. They choose when to respond to anything in the home. They lack respect for their spouse. They lack respect for their spouse. Respect. If you don't respect your spouse, you can't tell me you love them. Like, it's not possible. Respect is a measure of love. If you love a person, you will respect them. So how do you talk to your spouse? How do you honor them publicly and privately? Are you this person that praises your spouse publicly? You post them on social media, but at home, you're a dragon. You're a thorn in their flesh. Upgrade your respect. Upgrade your respect. Do I have any question from anybody? Let me check what's up. Do I have any question? Let me ask. Let me see. I have any question? Okay. I have a question here. I'll read it later. I have one question here. I'll read it later and I'll answer it. Hey, oh, we have 4 minutes more. I think I have to just wrap up so that we can go and sleep. Tomorrow is work. All right. So honor your spouse. Respect them. Respect them. Respect them. Respect your spouse. Respect is not about gender. It's not only men that want respect. Everybody wants respect. Oh. And even children. There are some things that my boy will do something and I will do something. He will say, "You do not even do this." He's a small boy, you, but he knows what he wants. Everybody wants to be respected. Everybody wants to be respected. You speak well of your spouse in church, you come back on you abuse them. Some people call their spouses foolish man, foolish woman, and you expect that that marriage is going to grow. Like, yeah, you know, will grow, no, because don't belittle your spouse. Don't use belittling words or grade. See the words that you use in speaking with your spouse. There was a time I said something to my spouse, and she felt so bad. It's been long now, some years ago. So some of the things I teach today, I learned them bitterly. I made those mistakes in the past and I learned, and then I upgraded. I said, no, 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 I can't remain here. I got better. I got better. She said something, the reply I gave was not good. She was so hot. I took my time to apologize to her and I corrected her impression. I did all I could. It's not, you see, when you say something to your spouse, it take a while for that thing to get off. You know why? They expected much from you. So be very careful the words that you use when speaking to your spouse. Avoid belittling words. Avoid belittling words. Value your spouse's opinion. Your spouse says something, you don't value the opinion, you throw it away, you don't count it, and you say, I love you. Which love? Which love are you talking about? When she says something, he says something, you never consider it. And then you are thinking, you are saying, I love you. How now? Which kind of love are you talking about? If you love me, you will count my opinion as one. Even if you won't take it, there's a way you will reject it. Right? Ha. Part of respect is appreciation. Your spouse may not be doing everything the way you want it, but appreciate them for the little they are doing. Appreciate them. Appreciate them. Really important. Appreciate them. Appreciate them. So I want you to type, I appreciate you, my wife. I appreciate you, my husband. Type it in the chat room. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Don't hold back appreciation. Then speak well of your spouse. Speak well of your spouse. Publicly, speak well of them. Privately, speak well of them. Speak well of them. Don't be a person that speaks ill of your partner. Don't be a person that speaks ill of your partner. I have to stop here because of our time. I have only one question here, so I'll quickly take the question. And then this question is very practical. Hey. This question is very practical. Okay, I'm going to answer the question. If you have any other question, please send your question before I stop taking questions. All right. As part of, I have to stop here. I can't finish that whole thing, but I will answer the question that this person has asked, and I will share a few things with you as well. As part of upgrading yourself, one of the things I would recommend you do is to read books. I've told you before. There's this book I wrote when our marriage was doing segesege. You know, you understand meaning of segesege? When we were doing anyhow, you see this book I'm showing you now. I hope it is showing on your screen. This book contains the story of how we moved from where we were to where we are today. This book is available in hard copy and soft copy. I recommend it to you. You know, I told you some married people don't read. They just believe that they are okay, they will be fine. They keep praying, they keep going to VG. If you like, go to all the VG in this life. if you don't improve knowledge, the Bible says, wisdom is the principal thing, and in order I get understanding. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. I think a translation says the beginning of knowledge. Read books. In this book, I told the story of how we were doing anyhow before we now got it right. So that's why the title is from woe. When something is woeful, very bad, then it became wow. You can get this book. It's a very, very, very nice book. I recommend it to you with my full chest. And get the hard copy. You will find it very, very valuable. It's also available. It's just 4K. Just 4K. To be very, very helpful to you. See this second one here, My Marriage, My Work. This was the first book I wrote back then. First book in 2020. This book has sold out. We are printed again. You can see the publisher there. The wife is also on this call with us, right? So get this book as well. Read. When you read, your life will get better. If you read and you implement what you read, there's no way you won't get better. But you can't get better when you don't learn what will make you get better. Then this one is for sex in marriage. I couldn't go to the last part of the presentation, right? This is also very important. This is also very important. Sex, intimacy, and sex in marriage. How can you grow your intimacy? How can you grow your intimacy? This is very, very important. Then, for the men, I hope you know how to handle your wife's breast. Very important. This is key. This book as well. You can get this, and it can go a long way to transform your relationship and marriage. So let me go to the question that the person asked me. This is just breastfeeding. So this one is just an ebook. Just an ebook. This is your Sizzling Intimacy is hard copy book. My Marriage, My Work is hard copy book. From What to Why is hard copy book. So the first three are hard copy. This last one, Just Breastfully, is soft copy. To get this book, they are very simple. If you're in the WhatsApp group, just send me a DM, and these books will get to you wherever you are, whether you are in Nigeria or not. These books can get to you. I will mention I told you of a course that we're going to do. I'm going to give you the details. For those who are interested, it's just for a few people. I can't carry too many people on my hand, because in that course, I'm going to be having private session with you and your husband. If you register as a couple, I'm going to be having private session with you. So throughout all Sundays in March, we're going to be having that. That course is for married people only, and I can't take more than 10 to 12 couples thereabouts because of capacity. I can't take more than that. So this is first come, first serve as people register. If you don't register on time, I won't be able to take you. But I would encourage you to be a part of it. So it will be a training where we will have group training on Sundays, all Sundays in the month of March. But during the week, I will have one-on-one with you and your husband alone, because I believe that all marriages are different. No two marriages are the same. So I will have one-on-one with you. I will still talk about the flyer. I will show you the flyer. One-on-one with you and your husband, and listen to what the issues are. And by God's grace, we can provide solutions to them. So let's go to the question that this person has asked. This person said, my husband has never been available emotionally. I talked about it all through our first year of marriage, but it doesn't seem to bother about it. I have asked questions many times if he doesn't find me attractive, until issues came up and it became worse. We are 2 years in marriage. I wake up every day by 4 a.m. to prepare us for work. My husband leaves home by latest 6:10 a.m., 10 minutes past 6 a.m. My husband never helps me with anything in the morning. My husband never helps me with anything in the morning. I will wake up, make meals, prepare his things. He will wake up around 5 a.m. I go to work too, and I leave the house latest 6:45 a.m. to meet up with resumption time. How? Okay. It's a very serious matter. Did we hear the question? Did you hear the question? I hope we heard the question. You heard the question, right? Okay, that's a very serious matter. But let me read. Let me finish everything. It said, how about a marriage where the husband sees the expression of us by the wife Okay, so the first part of that question is just look like expressing displeasure and all that. So she does a lot. She wakes up early, prepares the man's food. The man does not do anything in the morning. Man, I don't know how that will work. I don't know how that will work. Oh man, that's going to be very killing. We have two children, my wife and I. I mean, I wake up before all of them, do my devotion, um, before do my personal things before they wake up, and then sometimes I go to wake them up, and then we'll start preparing for school together. I'm just imagining in my head that I will wake up like that, and then my wife will wake up, and she's the one that will do everything, bathe the children herself, prepare their school uniform, then go and start cooking for them. Man, that is going to be serious. Your husband needs to step up. I advise both of you to, I advise both of you to join the couples training that will be coming up in March. Please join so that we can address issues like this, because issues like this are not addressed, they are not better addressed in general conversations like this. Both of you, I need to have private session in the, I said that the training will be on Sundays, all Sundays in March. But during the week, I'll have private session with each couple, separate. So in that private session, I'll be able to, attend to your matter, because this thing is beyond what can be attended to. I'm still reading the question. It's beyond what can be attended to. Uh, so, so but just to advise, I've already mentioned a few things that can be done. For some of the house chores that are overwhelming for you, um, you can you can outsource some of them if it is possible. You can give us some of those tasks to people to do for you, especially the ones that they can do for you. Not, of course, not those early morning or responsible to have um a maid, please do. But beyond maid and all of those things, you first need to look inward internally, which is your husband stepping up. It can't be that it's only one person, and I believe you should have a child, right? And I know the person that has the question. So you have a child, and then you are bearing all of this alone. It's going to be a lot for you. So I advise you to, you know, speak to me. Let's see how you can join that course, and then let's see how we can speak to your to you and your husband together. The other part of the question says, how about a marriage where the husband sees expression of hurt by the wife as lack of submission? He just wants you he just wants you to be silent. That too is not proper. Everything here is screaming of woo, ambulance. It's not proper at all. The husband, I need to speak to both of you. That's just the necessary thing. I need to speak to both of you, and then see how we can move you from what you are doing at the moment to what you can be doing, better. That's very, very key. Then it says my husband avoids real conversation, and it has been right from the day of courtship. Yeah, it was changing at some point after telling him how I feel about it, but he got back to default mode after marriage. Many times I'm scared of raising or suggesting or talking about things. Lastly, I feel quite hopeless about my marriage because my husband keeps reporting me to his mom. I'm just tired. I have just been keeping quiet. So there's a whole lot here, to be honest. And I believe that you need a private session where be able to talk to both of you, address what the matter, because things like this, I can just tell you on the call here and say do this and that, but it won't give you the best of results because this is really looking not good. That is why the training I want to do in March for married people, I'm not doing it for it's not just going to be general class like this. There's going to be a uh private part to it where I will I will have an audience with you and your husband alone. So I hope this training has been helpful to you. So like I said, I couldn't finish. It's a whole lot, and marriage matter not they finish. But I believe that we can do something together in the month of March. If you want to join the training, I will send the flyer to the WhatsApp group. Those who are interested in it, the fact that you're on this call alone, I'm even going to give you a discount. So the flyer is here on my screen. this marriage upgrade course, we're going to take it to a really serious level. Throughout all of the Sundays in March 2025, we're going to be meeting. It's going to be very serious conversations. We'll look at areas of marriage and where you can improve. The cost is 150K per couple. So a couple is 150K, but for attending this session, you will pay only 85,000 naira as a couple. Only 85,000 naira as a couple to be a part of that course. Only 85,000 naira. So almost half, of the I mean more than half of the cost, or what am I saying? About half of the cost thereabout is taken off. So you pay just 85,000 naira to join as a couple, and we'll take you through something really serious throughout the month of March, and then have private session with you and your husband. This class is open to just few people. I can't take everybody in the WhatsApp group. We are more than 700. It's not possible for me to do that. But with this paid session, we'll be able to really zoom in on you and have sessions with you and see how we can be of help to you. This discounted offer is open for only a limited time. The moment we enter March, it goes off, right? So I want you to take advantage of it. I'm going to post the details to the WhatsApp group. If you want to be a part of it, please take it up and be a part of it. I believe strongly that your marriage can get better. Your marriage can get better if you can, put in for this. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it is, I want to read your feedback. I will open the WhatsApp group now. If you're in the WhatsApp group, please come to the WhatsApp group and leave your comments. Leave your comments. How was the training for you? I'm opening the WhatsApp group now. How was the training for you? I hope it was helpful. I hope it was, impactful. I hope it has helped you to learn one or two things better. I've opened the WhatsApp group. Drop your comment here. Rich comment. Don't just say it was wow. Don't say it was beautiful. Say something more. And don't forget the books I mentioned. This one, From Woe to Wow, it can transform your marriage for you. It's just 4K and 3K for e-copy. Those who are not in Nigeria, 4K as well for this. Then this is also 4K hard copy. And this is an ebook, just 3K only. And then this course, instead of 150K, you pay just 85K to be a part of it. And for all of the Sundays in the month of March, we are going to have something really, really intensive that will move your marriage forward. I also have private session with you during the week, and I trust God to help you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. These details, I'm going to drop them in the WhatsApp group, and you can pick it up from there. Thank you. God bless you. I want to read your comments. Please drop your comments on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel, please. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to it. Please be a part of the subscription. Then also be in that training. This training is going to be very, 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 very helpful to you. Thank you, and God bless you. I commit you into the hand of the Lord, that the Lord be with you, the Lord go with you, the Lord give you wisdom to manage that marriage well. The Lord give you understanding to cope in that marriage well. What you need to do to move the needle in your marriage, the Lord will give you and advance you together in Jesus' name. Where there has been difficulty having meaningful conversation with you, between you and your spouse, I pray that the wisdom of the Lord will rest upon you in Jesus' name. So shall it be. Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Have an amazing week ahead. Bye for now.